Yo, what's up, guys? Desi is feeding the puppies behind me, so I apologize. Should probably play some intro music or some shit, so give me a second to get some shit done. What's up, guys?
Where's my Mountain Dew? Where are you hiding Mountain Dew? I'm raining in here, and I don't have any Mountain Dew. I keep it in the microwave. We're getting ready to go. Some Faygo and French now. I look like I'm thirsty for Faygo. I want some Mountain Dew. Oh my God, yeah, Mountain Dew. I will hunt you. Oh my God, yeah, Mountain Dew. Yes, I did. Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath. I don't want any fucking Faygo. Get rid of Faygo. Oh my God, yeah, Mountain Dew. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ninja PlayStation 4. Oh my God. Look at this. I can go live on Twitch. Ninja PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4. That's right.
Francis,
That's right. We got this. Suck it, nerds. Suck it, nerds. Error 37. Oh my God, yeah, Mountain Dew.
I want fucking play!
I will hunt you. The servers are down. Oh my God, yeah, Mountain Dew. Hunt you. Yes.
Hi, guys.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Drink my Mountain Dew.
Boy, do I have some shitty magic cards for you today.
I don't want any fucking Faygo.
Some really, truly terrible magic cards.
Francis, Francis, calm down. Francis,
I bought every recent failure that exists in Magic the Gathering over the last 2 years. Aetherdrift, Universes Beyond, fucking Assassin's Creed, and of course, the OG piece of shit, Aftermath. And I'll tell you how much I paid for these cards, and I'll tell you, well, I'll just straight up tell you how much money I wasted on this shit. It's really embarrassing if I'm being honest with you. But I always figure if I unbox it on YouTube, maybe there's a chance, a small chance, that I'll make some of the money back. How are you guys doing today? I haven't streamed on here in a couple of weeks. I tried uploading some videos. I'm no longer a YouTuber. I'm no longer a YouTuber. I have not been good at YouTube in a really, really long time. And I don't know that I ever will be again. I tried to keep up as a YouTuber with the editing and making it look like TV and like whatever. And dude, I'm just not good at it. I'm just not good at it. It's really fascinating how bad I am at it. This thumbnail, rate my thumbnail. Scale from W to L, which is W or L for this thumbnail. I think this thumbnail is terrible. I like using AI thumbnails. Everybody hates them though. I think they're fun. I think they're cute. I like to click on AI thumbnails, but a lot of people on YouTube fucking hate them. So this is not an AI thumbnail. I went ahead and edited a real one. Pain in the dick. Pain in the dick. It's crazy that, you know, in order to be, it's not very good. Yeah, exactly. See? It's crazy that in order to be a good YouTuber today, you have to be a good video editor. You have to be a good commentator. You have to be entertaining. And you have to be able to Photoshop. You know? My face looks so less round. Yeah, there was a subreddit post. I don't know if I can get it. But a year ago today, I looked pretty fucking different. And it's pretty surprising to me that the difference a year can make. Also, a year's worth of weight loss medication and exercise and trying to control my diet can make. It's really crazy. So I think it's just a miracle. Look, looks is not that important in the grand scheme of things. And I don't care that I look better. Desi does, right? I don't care that I look better. I do care that I feel better. I do care that I'm not in as much pain. I do care that I can move around more. I do care that I don't get sick as often. So all of that I do care about. So, but I will never be anything but ugly because of all the loose skin hanging down from my fucking gut and all the mushy, gushy, squishy, chunky, monkey pieces of flappy skin all over me. You know what I'm talking about? Like this stuff. Yeah, you're never going to be handsome when you got this on you. This does not make a good looking man. What it makes is an embarrassing, rotting, dying body. But, you know, you get the body you choose, right? I chose to eat this body to damn near death. You know. Charlie Kirk got shot today. Billy from the Game Chasers, he found out he had a brain tumor a couple weeks back. There's, you know, just remember, you're not guaranteed your time here. You're not guaranteed any time here. You are lucky to have any amount of time here. And I got too much time. I'm grateful for every minute of it. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful to like get to spend my life with Desi. And you know, I'm grateful for all that stuff. But hey, speaking of which, Desi, can I get a diet soda, please, honey? But I lived too long. I think I did. There was this moment. That was just like the perfect moment. It'd have been a really good end to the story. You know? Yeah. It is what it is. You know, I'm still here, boys, and got to make the best of every day. So, Boogie, what's going on with you? A lot of things. A lot of things. Yard looking good, honey. Thank you for your hard work today. By the way, I have like the backdrop filter, so they shouldn't be able to see you too good. You might like pop up for 1 second. If you kiss my head, they'll see you though. They'll see your head. Boop. Thank you. Okay. Well, you know what? Today's been a depressing day for everybody. Did you guys see the new tattoo, by the way? I know it looks like Sharpie, and I'll tell you why it's Sharpie. My fiance, Desi, drew this on me, and I figured if I was going to get it done finally. Do you guys know the backstory for this? Do you guys want the backstory for this? W's in chat if you want the backstory for it. But anyway, I had Desi draw it on in Sharpie, and then on Sunday at a convention, I had a tattoo artist at that convention tattoo exactly what she drew. Good you didn't scratch it off. I was never going to scratch it off. It's on my hand. It's the face that I have a problem with. I don't like shit in my face. I don't like shit on my face. I don't wash my face. I never scrub my face unless I'm in the bathtub, and it's the one time I'll do it. I don't put any shit on my face. I don't like shit on my face. Just don't do it. Don't let people touch my face. Desi don't get to touch my face. So, but for those of you who don't know, yeah, I told us about 20 years worth of lies, roughly. Not everything people think I lied about. It's true, that was a lie or whatever. But some of it was lies. And so I got a liar tattoo on the face here. And I intentionally got it under the beard. I'd always planned to hide it, got it under the beard. But I don't like having shit on my face. So when there was ink on my face, I was constantly scratching it. And then it scabbed over and I constantly scratch it. So it's really faint. It's only a year out and it's almost invisible. Now, you can't really see it too well on camera. It's pretty visible in real life. Everybody sees it in real life. They're always like, oh, wow, the tattoo is real. I'm like, yeah. So it sucks because the internet didn't give me credit for it, but it's still there. And everybody that looks at me still sees it in real life. But that's fine. I didn't do it to get internet credit. I did it because it was the right thing to do and made me feel slightly less shitty. But I promised quite some time ago I would go ahead and get LIAR on my hand. And it's so that every time...
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
What's up?
I think your friendship with Wings has also made a difference on your life. The real friend that calls out on your BS when you need it.
I really love Jordy, actually. I love Keem, too. I'm mad at Keem right now, and that's fine. Friends do get mad at each other. But I love Keem. Got nothing but love for Keem. If he hires that other guy, it's a business decision. It's fine. He's got to do what he's got to do, But I'm really mad right now. I probably won't be mad at him tomorrow. Probably won't be mad at him in an hour. And I probably will get mad at Jordy again at one point. But it's really nice. But it is really nice to have Jordy back. I'm really big fan of having Jordy back. But so I'm just going to keep talking while I unbox these terrible fucking cards, because I know a lot of you aren't even interested in cards. W's or L. W's if you like cards, L's if you don't. Boogie, are you still broke? No, but I probably will be again soon. I probably will be again soon. Statistically speaking. Because, I want to unbox these cards, but if you guys rather just have a hangout stream, I'll do that instead, I'll start with chronological order. Let's do chronological order of failed Magic sets. This is an ancillary set they called March. Hold on, I'll show you the name. It's so fucking... This is March of the Machines, the Aftermath Epilogue Boosters. And it's supposed to show you what happened after the March of the Machine. It's the aftermath of it. So, hey, JC, I appreciate you, brother. I see your kind words in chat. The problem with this set wasn't that it was a follow-up set. People like follow-up sets. People like blocks. I estimate Boogie has $235,000 in savings. Wow, Project Mayhem. Take a couple zeros off that. Take 1 0 off of that. Actually, exactly, almost exactly. Take 1 0 off of that. These booster packs are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packs big. Now, a lot of people are going to say, Boogie, who cares? Don't you normally throw away the commons anyway? And yeah, a lot of the times you do. But the problem is, when you have 15 cards in a booster, there's a lot of things you can do with it. You can play sealed. You can play draft. You can play with the boosters. It's more than just unboxing them. But the biggest issue was they took away 10 cards charged the same price. Had these been half price or 1/3 price, people wouldn't have complained. But they wanted the same price.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
Predictions and opinions on the upcoming Spider-Man
Oh, I
set?
got plenty.
Will it be a Final Fantasy level hype or a flop?
Okay. So there's a new Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy set coming out. Or sorry, a Spider-Man set coming out on the heels of Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy was hyped as shit. People loved it. Fans loved it. Magic players loved it. Final Fantasy people loved it. Speculators loved it. Everyone loved it. Spider-Man is not as popular as Final Fantasy. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, he is. But Final Fantasy has 17 games, including an online game that millions and millions of people played. The Japanese market really, really likes Final Fantasy as well. So there's a lot of Japanese boosters that got sold. But the important thing is whether or not Final Fantasy is more interesting or has more fans than Spider-Man. The Spider-Man set is bad. There's the Infinity Stone, which will sell a lot of packs. A lot of power creep in that car. It's going to sell a lot of packs. There's 5 flip walkers. Is Sammy dead? No, he's out for a walk right now with Desi, actually. There's 5 flip commanders. And there's like a handful of other cards that are interesting. So because the Spider-Man set art is bad, card design is bad, Magic players will not like it. So you're going to have to rely on Spider fans and you're going to have to rely on speculators. Speculators have been buying it up like crack, paying up to $600, $700, $800, $1,000 per box. Per box of collector boosters, $1,000. I've seen them sell for $1,000. The people that bought those collector boosters for $1,000 are going to lose their ass. They're going to lose hundreds of dollars. If you open it, you're only going to get like $200, $100 worth of cards, unless you have the Infinity Stone, unless you get super crazy special treatments or but if you just get normal cards out of that collector booster, you're fucked. And the speculators that just sit on it, they're going to have to wait 10 years to get their money back, I think. That's my prediction. Now, that said, I'm excited for the Spider-Man set. I'm going to buy Spider-Man cards for sure. I'll unbox some for you here too. So I got some pre-ordered. Not a lot, but some. Undercity Upheaval. Also, I got it all in an MSRP. Campus Renovations. Kiora, Sovereign of the Deep. Regular. Ayara's Oathsworn. Copper Vanguard. Those are the cards. So we got 2 rares out of here. And they gave you just as many rares, right? And they are like, well, that's what you're really buying the packs for, right? No. Thank you, by the way, for the $20. I really appreciate you. Copper Vanguard, Tellurian Contempt, Pia Nalar, that's a rare. Markov Baron. Ooh, there's a special treatment rare. Dauntless General. Bleh. Another thing you're going to notice, Boogie, how much you get back on a box depends. I spent $50 on this box. I'll probably get about $50 worth of rares, roughly. Now, we also got a $20 donation that went really far towards paying for this box. So God bless you, man. I really appreciate you. Warmonger. None of these cards are also worth anything. This guy is not very good. There's only like 1 real hit in this set. In fact, Mike Poston just said that. It's Nisa. If you don't hit Nisa, you pretty much don't get money back. There are some dollar cards, $2 cards, stuff like that, but genuinely, if you don't get the big boy stuff, you're hurting for certain. I ain't going to get money back on Sagada, Font of Blessings, or this fucking Vanguard we've seen 4 of, or this fucking blue dinosaur Thopter with, what is this art? I hate that art. That art is terrible. So basically, we're playing Nisa or bust. That's what we're playing today. If we see a Nisa, we are solvent. If not, we lost our ass. Training Grounds, that's worth a couple of bucks. Somebody look up Training Grounds for me. Regular Training Grounds. See what that one's worth. Nothing. Look at this. 2 copies of the same card in a row. You couldn't draft with this. You couldn't play with this. All you can do is unbox these. And then a lot of these cards aren't worth playing with. And they're not worth collecting. So it's like, I don't know what you wanted me to do. Another thing with a super small set like this that fucks it is you see the same rare over and over and over again. There's Arnie Bello. You see the same cards over and over again. We had this problem early on in Magic. I remember. If you open enough of a box, you would see the same cards over and over and over again. And when you did, you were fucked. Because when a card is readily available, then the cards aren't worth anything. And if the cards aren't worth anything, why are you buying the box? You're better off buying singles. If you need a cheap card, Drannith Ruins, if you needed this card, it's $1 or less at your local game store. Just give them $1. So it's like, it's a complete shit show. It's just a complete shit show. I don't know. Death Rattle Ani, Filter Out, Spark Rupture, Foil Rare, some sort of Reformer. What is it? Who cares? Blot Out. And if you're going to make a set like this, make something good. $4.30 for Training Grounds, $8.49. Guys, this big split, huh? Some probably $5 then. We'll call it $5. So we made 5 of our 50 back. Oh, there we go. $20 rare. Let's fucking go. I also needed it for a deck. The whole reason I bought this box is not only because I saw it for $50, but also because I needed this card for a deck. So I got a landfall deck on that. So glad I got it. All right, there you go. I can just throw the rest in the trash. But yeah, I thought you quit YouTube 6 years ago. No, just 6 years ago, I kind of stopped. Deification, Undercity Upheaval. I got canceled, and I didn't like uploading to angry people who hated my videos anymore. Basically, I went the way of the lolcow, which is why I'm on a TV show or a podcast called Lolcow Live. Or at least I thought I was. I might not be anymore. There's Niv Mizzet Supreme. Each instant sorcery card in your graveyard has exactly 2 colors. It says Jumpstart. What the fuck? See, people even know what Jumpstart does? They also tanked the flavor of this set. Nobody really liked the flavor, and I'll tell you why. Because they de-sparked the Planeswalkers. They'd overdone Planeswalkers for years, so they decided to start making the Planeswalkers creatures. You see? Which is weird. But this way they could put the Planeswalkers in multiple sets. This card's, I think, okay. 3 cast cost 2/4 when you look at the top card of your library at any time at the beginning of each combat. You may reveal the top card of your library. If you do, this becomes a copy of that thing, except that it's flying. Okay, that card's okay. These treatments, that treatment is bad. Some of these treatments are just fucking bad. And I'm a treatment guy. I like weird borders. I like weird foils. I like weird shit. But not that. That was ugly as fuck. I don't want to shuffle that up. Urborg Scavengers. This card's worth a couple of bucks too. Somebody look up Urborg Scavengers, please. When Urborg Scavengers enters the battlefield or attacks, exile target card from a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on this. This has flying as long as the card exiled with it has flying and blah, 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 blah. Maybe, why is that card good? That card's not good. Why is it? Is that card actually worth anything? It's weird. Cosmic Rebirth. But anyway, if you guys are following iDubbbz, I basically went the way of iDubbbz. Samit, Vizier of Nakamraman. Calyx, Guided by Fate. I think this guy's okay too. I'll probably put him in a deck at some point. Let's just hope we get a second Nissa. And then I made my money's worth. But Death Rattle, Omni, Feast of the Voracious Dead. Joel Rare, the voice of the Zalfir. Voice of the voice. Okay, I like that treatment. That's kind of cool. Metropolis, Reformer, 3 Cascos, 2/3 Flying, Vigilant, Hexproof. When it's dealt damage. Yeah, that's that one from earlier. That's good. Okay, I like that treatment. That made me like the card more because it had like cool art. Otherwise, I think it was terrible. Thank you guys for watching. I see you guys discussing me and my existence. And yeah, there's a lot to get caught up on if you haven't watched me in a while. I got super canceled. Colin for Sex says, why am I still subscribed to this? Because you watched it back in the day. Just unsubscribe. You can move on, brother. There's nothing wrong with that. Filter out. Open the way. Open the way. This card I also wanted for a deck. It's pretty good. Goes in a landfall as well. Marcos Baron. Okay. Yeah, this is 2 good landfall cards.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
Oh, what is this?
Boogie, did you see that new In Defense of Boogie 2988 video posted the other day? It really changed my opinion of you.
No.
You should react to it.
No, I have not seen that. Tyvar, thank you for, sorry, Kay, thank you. I appreciate that. Tyvar's probably worth shuffling up. I'll look it up. I don't know. Do you guys want to watch that after we crack some cards? Can you mix these cards in other decks? Absolutely. In fact, this set so small, if you couldn't, this set would be worthless. I don't think that guy's worth anything. Mill 5 cards, put all creature cards with activated ability. What the fuck? This is also when they really focused on designing for Commander as well. So a lot of these cards, you can really tell they're designed for Commander. And I have an opinion about Commander decks. W's or L's in chat if you agree with this. Commander cards should be put in Commander pre-constructed decks. Commander cards should be put in Commander pre-constructed decks so that I can buy the deck and get all the cards. Simple. Boosters for Commander is dumb. I don't want that. Rebuild the city. I know you make more money doing it, Wizards, but put the cards in Commander decks. And I'll buy the Commander decks. And let standard sets have standard cards. And modern sets have modern cards. And put Commander cards in Commander decks. Cosmic Rebirth again. There's Sarkhan, Soul of Flame. Meh. All right, last pack. In Defense of Boogie 298. Who made that? Who made that? That's so weird. Have I reserved the Spider-Man set? Yes. I have a collector booster at retail price and a set boosters or play boosters at retail price reserved. Jorel. I love the old border. I wish they used the old border for more stuff. So, did we make our money back there? We broke even. Would I have been better off just buying singles? Yes. Do I regret buying this box? No, because you guys donated $25 while I opened it. So, anybody want Assassin's Creed? The next failure of a set? This seemed like such a home run to me. Assassin's Creed is a cool license. It's got a shitload of games like Final Fantasy. A lot of people grew up on Assassin's Creed. I felt like if you designed this set well, it would have been good. Made it modern power level. Instead, you designed it specifically for Commander. And so this box sold for $90 to me. I paid $90 for this box. God damn it. I paid $90 for this box. Originally, it was like $180, $150. So it's kind of easy to get your money back out of this. I think we will. I think we probably will. There's just a couple of cards worth anything. And a lot of them are uncommon. So I forget which one of the uncommon. I think it's the Hidden Blade. Let's find out. Eagle Vision. Meh. Brotherhood Regalia. So it's not that one. It's the Hidden Blade. Path to Exile. I mean, that's a good playable card. This set did have really cool lands. W's in chat for that fucking land. with the assassin up on the fucking perch. W's in chat for this fucking land, right? You want to shuffle that fucker up, don't you? That makes you want to build an assassin deck. God damn. There's Excalibur, Sword of Eden. I think that's our rare. Alexios, Demios of Cosmos. That's a mouthful. This treatment sucks. I don't like it. I don't want to shuffle that up. Doesn't look like a magic card. Looks like shit. I don't know what that even is supposed to look like. That's bad. That's bad. Did not make any money on that pack. Next up, overpowering attack. Roshan, Hidden Magister. Palzio, Archers. Planes again. W for that, planes. The Jackdaw. The Jack-Off, I guess. Hidden Footblade. That's not the one we want, though. Holy shit. Holy shit. Y'all, this set is so fucking small, you open the same card twice in 2 different boosters. Good God gravy. What a shit show. What a fucking shit show. Okay, here's one of the cards that's worth something. It's an uncommon. Templar Knight. People like that card. Armodorian. Aedwheelar, Breaker of the Chains. These lands, everybody thought was going to be cooked. They're going to be cooking. Instead, they were cooked. Am I using that right, chat? Is that what the kids say? Everybody thought these would cook, but instead they got cooked. Anyway, rest in peace. That's cool. That's cool art. That's good art. That's good. Whatever the fuck that is. And Alexos, Demios of Cosmos again. Because this set is so small, you get the same card over and over and over again. What a shit show. Haystack. Who remembers this from Assassin's Creed? You remember me diving into that shit? Hemlock Vial. This, the Acer Escape Valhalla. Killer Forest again. Killer Forest. Fucking eat it up. Assassin's Trophy. Ballad of the Black Flag. And there's Ezio again. Yay! 3 times in a row in a handful of fucking packs. Fuck me up my asshole. Cardboard garbage. Cardboard junk, Killmaster. You're correct. Hidden Blade. That's the card we're looking for. When Hidden Blade enters, attach it to target creature you control. The creature is an assassin against Death Touch. Till in a turn. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and has first strike. Has flash. 2 mana. It's good. It's good. Restart sequence. Reconnaissance. This card's busted as shit. Another forest. The Spear of Leonidas. Put that in your ass and smoke it. Fuck you. Roshan, Hidden, whatever, bullshit. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk. Yeah. You guys don't want me to get political. Because I will. You don't want it. You don't want to hear it. I just want to scare everybody off. Y'all don't want to hear it. Ratamakomokaman. Raton Himkanakaton. Ton. Raton. Somebody donate $2 to see if voice to text can do it. TS. Raton Bukakiton. Bukakiton. I think that's it. Bukakiton. Roshan, Hidden, bullshit. Terrible. 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 This fucking... That's fucking terrible. Why did I spend money on this? I hate myself. Boogie, check your Discord. I close Discord when I am done at the end of the day. I don't want to look at that shit. Maybe later. That island is fucking amazing, though. Could have bought it for 50 cents instead of buying this pack, but you know. There's 2 copies of the same card in the same pack because this set's a fucking shit show. Fuck this terrible fucking set. Fuck all of this. Fuck this set. Fuck these cardboard triangles. Fuck, I wasted $90. $90 I wasted. Become anonymous. Monastery Raid. The Acer Escape Valhalla. Killer Mountain, though. Mary Reed and Ann Body. Okay. Rest in peace, foil. That's kind of nice there. Sean and Rebecca Agents. Who are any of these people? I played like 4 different Assassin's Creed games. I don't know who any of these people are. I don't know what the fuck they are. Hi, Desi. I love you, honey. There's another Templar Knight. Let's go. Reconnaissance. Xiaojian. Fucking amazing swamp. I can't wait to shovel that one up. God damn. Desmond Miles. Eagle Vision. Abzan Mar. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Jesus Christ. JC says, since my divorce from my ex-husband, I was just that came with it, the stress. I'm now bald and bald as fuck. Are you male or female? I'm curious. People go bald though. Women go bald. Phantom Blade, Smoke Bomb, Fatal Push, Mountain. And I'll tell you, Cover of Darkness is a great card. Shay Cormac. There's no shame in being bald. There's no shame in being ugly. There's no shame in being fat, toothless, fucking weird. None of that. None of that. Mountain. There's one of the better cards of the set, Calderis. I think it's like $7. So, getting some of the money back. Mortify. Ratumon the Katan, Bukaki-san. Boy, chat is quiet. Boy, chat is quiet. Holy shit, you guys are bored with fucking Tax Cluster, I think is worth a couple bucks. Battle of the Black Flag. Coastal Piracy, that's a good card. Plains. Javi the Allfather. Assassin Initiative. Whatever the fuck that is. Liven up chat so I know you're not dead. I want to know that you're here. I want to know that you're alive. If you're not dead, tell me. I had a shitty day. Battle of the Black Flag, Assassin of the Viewpoint Synchronization, another island. Crystal Skull, this is another card people play with. It's okay. It's like a future sight-ish thing going on. Aya of Alexandria. They make cards. They'd be making cards out of anything. Yeah, Magic's now Fortnite. Magic is now Fortnite. They don't give a fuck. The game I once loved is dead. Now the game that I have in its place might be okay. But the game I once loved is dead. Fleeting Effect. You know. Hold on. I gotta answer this. Hold on. Sorry, that was an important call. Hook Blade, Hidden Foothold. That was work. Plains, Temporal Trespass, another card I wanted. It's not worth a lot. It's like $1, but I want it for my Yuriko deck. Oddwell, the Breaker of Chains. All right, let's get through these quickly. I want to watch this In Defense of Boogie video. What the fuck is that? Somebody Google that and tell me in chat if it's actually worth watching. Or if it's some bullshit. Layla Hassan, Baslam, Shay Cormac. I don't know. I don't even know what card I'm looking for in this set. I just wanted to buy it just because it was cheap. $90. Is that stupid? It's probably stupid. I did it though. I'm an idiot. Hemlock Vial, Brotherhood Headquarters, Murder Swamp, Staff of Eden, Vault's Key. Draw a card for each permanent you control but don't own. Yeah, that card's fun. I like the idea of that card, actually. Being able to heist your opponent's shit, steal your opponent's shit. What's up, Brent? How you doing, brother? Good to see you in here. Ever played Red Dead Redemption? I sure did. I played some of it on live stream back in the day. Mortify Island. The Animus. I am an Animus. Dad and son says, Boogie changed my life. Nah, you changed your life, brother. But I'm glad it'd be a small part of the inspiration for you to do it. But you did it, brother.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath.
Become
Let me smell
anonymous.
your breath.
Would you be open to going through one of your favorite decks sometime?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I might upload a couple of decks online. Thank you, Upgrade. I might go grab a deck for you right now, actually. As soon as we're done with this box, I'll show you what I got. I'll show you my Yuriko deck, which I'm actually really proud of. It is my favorite deck, period. Shay Cormac, Terminate Planes, Bayakov Siwa, Black Market Connections. That's a banger card. That's like $17. Okay, we made our money back, I think. We definitely made our money back. I'm surprised by that. If we had not hit a foil Black Market Connections, I don't think we would have, to be frank. To be genuine, I don't think we would have. Chain Assassination. Propaganda, that's another buck or two card. What Must Be Done. Foil Tax Slitter, that's probably a couple bucks too. I watched the Francis videos. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, Brent, let me ask you something. Brent, was it you? Was it you? Did you drink my Mountain Dew, you cocksucker, motherfucker, piece of shit? I'll come to your family's house and I'll pee poo-poo in your toilet. I don't give a damn. Desynchronization. Ooh, that's a cool card. I actually like that card quite a bit for the historic deck. Hook Blade, Petty Larceny, Bleeding Effect again, Swamp, the Capital Line Triad, Arno Dorian, ooh, Apple of Eden. I know that card. I know that from the game, of the thing at the game. Do stuff. Sacrifice it, do stuff. Last pack. I've seen in Defense of Boogie tonight, it's actually really interesting because it paints a different image of you, which people will probably hate it then. Overpowering attack, go for the throat. Abzar, Mirror, Bassam, Foil Propaganda is nice. Okay, we probably made a couple bucks on this box, actually. Actually, we probably made a couple bucks. Should I open Aetherdrift? W's or L? Do you want me to watch, open Aetherdrift? W's if you do. If not, we'll just go watch that fucking video. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get that deck for that guy. I think this is it. It is. No. Wrong one, but I'm going to show him this one anyway. Okay, I did not find Yuriko. I did find the latest deck I built, though. And I'm actually really excited about it. This is, everybody built this, I think, at some point. But this is a Valgoz deck. Valgoz says whenever an opponent loses life for the first time during each of their turns, you put a counter on him, lose life, and draw a card. So there's a bunch of cards in here that are designed to hit your opponents during their turn. And then since you have a handful of cards, you have stuff you can cast for free, like Force of Despair. I like the theater copy. Anka Mishra, where they play land, they lose life, right? The Parasite, that was in the commander deck. Winds of Change is just to get their snuff out because it's free. This guy says whenever they tap an artifact, or sorry, when an opponent draws a card. Mayhem Devil if they sacrifice something. Arcane Signet, Faithless Looting. Brash Taunter, this is a really solid blocker. And you can fight on their turn and do damage to them. Rampaging Ferocidon, if they play a creature, they lose life. Sulphurous Vortex hits them during their upkeep. Dark Ritual just gets shit out quicker. Infernal Grasp, look at that Dark Ritual, boys. Look at that shit, beautiful. Feed the Swarm, Damnation, Blood Artist. He's okay, I kind of want to cut him. Zozo the Punisher. Blood Chief's Ascension, kind of a banger. Man of Vault to get shit quit out quicker. No Mercy says don't attack me. Gleeful Arsonist. Reanimate, steal some shit. Doxa Deluge to keep me alive. The Lord of Pain is fine. He's fine. Emberwild, Captain says if you attack me, you lose life, right? Tabal's Trickery, just to try to keep from getting blown out. Disciple the Vault, sack an artifact on their turn. Fate Unraveler, they draw, they lose life. So, yeah, this deck is not blinged out really that much. It's got a lot of cards that are, just the way they came. But I really like playing it. There's like 10 fetches in here, or 9 fetches in here, or something ridiculous. Orcish Bowmasters, ooh, so good. Volrath Stronghold, so good. Massacre Girl. That Volrath Stronghold is like $100, I think. It's about $100. Mogus, of course. Lightning Greaves. Rakdos, Lord of Ruin. Shield your, do they draw a card to lose life? So it's pretty much exactly the deck you thought. Felwar Stone, Signets. When a creature dies, draw a card. Massacre Worm, when a creature dies, you lose 2 life. Bloodseeker, they play a creature to lose life. This deals damage to them during their upkeep. Look at this Mox Diamond. That's like a $300-$400 Mox Diamond, y'all. Look at that motherfucker. Woo! Demonic Tutor from Revised. I had that in my collection this whole time. Put 1 point of damage on him during the turn. Urza Saga. Fucking beautiful. Vandal Blast, Blasphemous Axe. The One Ring. And then the best card in the entire deck. Copper Tablet. This junk card from Unlimited. I've had it in my collection for a million years. It's terrible in any other deck. But in this one deck, it's good. It's this one deck. Thank you for the donation, brother. I appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed the deck. I got plenty more. I'll show you more at some point, too. All right. Well, you guys, were you interested in Aether Spark or not? I don't think you were. So we can just let's look up this video. I don't know who made this video. I don't know what this video is about. I don't know if I should watch it. Let's go see. Interesting. I bet people get tore up from this because you can't defend me. It's got 1.9K views.
So will you?
27 minutes long. Okay, let me patch it in here. Give me a second. Browser source, no. Screen capture, window capture. There we go. I'm not a YouTuber anymore. I don't know how to do any of this stuff. I'm bad at it. Boom. There we go. Boom. There we go. Boom. There we go. And then I got to drop it down here. I drop it like it's hot. Is that good enough? You guys like that? Should I make it bigger? I don't know what I should do. Make it bigger, probably. There we go. That's probably good. I want you to, since I'm reacting to it, I want you to be able to see the, well, shit, I don't think I can fit it. Okay, that's fine. We'll watch it. Name of the video is In Defense, Boogie 2988 by Nessie. Let's see what they have to say. I've watched plenty of takedown videos. This is the first time I've watched anybody defend me. So let's find out.
You address those issues? Because
Yes, my mother twisted my fucking balls as part of the abuse, and she twisted my balls and my dick, and she told me that sex was disgusting and awful, and she told me that only disgusting, awful people had it.
okay, but then okay, well let's not talk about any of it.
No, my dad fucking in front of me and showed me and asked me if I wanted to join in and encouraged me to touch him, and I fucking did. I fucking did. One for the hooker.
Okay, so let me start with yeah, that's all true. I know a lot of people don't want it to be. I don't want it to be true. I know a lot of people want me to have lied about it. But my brother dealt with that kind of abuse. My sister dealt with that kind of abuse. I dealt with that kind of abuse. My mom dealt with that kind of abuse. You know, it's pretty common, actually. It sucks that it happens, but it does. You know, just is what it is. It did affect me pretty badly, I think. I was really hypersexualized for a really long time. It really did change the way I viewed sex. Made me a fucking pervert, really, if I'm being honest with you. Not like minor attracted or anything like disgusting like that. But for a long time, I really liked porn until I worked in the industry, and then it destroyed it for me. I was really hypersexualized. Sex was so important in my mind. Sex was the most important thing in the world anyone could ever have, ever. Losing my virginity was so important. I lost it at 15. So kind of ruined sex for me until I met Desi, and now sex is like just awesome. Really enjoy sex with my fiance. But let's see what else we got. One for me and one for my.
Welcome to the Sub Club.
But I want you to know, I think you are the lowest of the low. I think you are the worst of the worst. I think that there are and knots out there who, even though they are more redeemable than you, because at least they're doing something they fucking believe in. No, that's why it fucking. I regret every word of that. I regret every word of that. That was a very stupid thing to say. I don't disagree that the people who were like spending all day, every day, like trying to take me down aren't losers, because they're definitely losers. They're not as bad as R words or N words or any of that shit. That was a very fucking stupid thing to say.
Them wanted to put in the chart.
That's why it fucking sucks that I'm getting called by all of my favorite fucking creators a liar when I'm not fucking lying.
You lied 1.5 years ago about a diagnosis.
No, I didn't, because he fucking told me. My doctor fucking told me I have cancer. God damn it! It's in my fucking medical charts. My brother's fucking seen. Boogie faked cancer, which again happened. My doctor told me I had it. He's treating me for it to this day. I have the blood markers. It is what it is. You know. I did. I faked cancer. There are worse things to fake. There are worse things to fake.
Boogie is regarded as one of the most manipulative individuals on the YouTube platform, essentially maintaining only hate comments and insults when spoken of. But there was a time when Stephen J. Williams, better known to the internet as Boogie2988, was one of the most beloved creators on YouTube. He wasn't flashy, he wasn't loud or glamorous or impossibly perfect. He was just a man, overweight, broken in places, scarred by his past and willing to talk about it, and somehow in a world full of influencers pretending to be flawless. That made him real, that made him powerful.
I won't lie. I definitely put my best foot forward, but I was always told that's what you do. Right? You never talk about your you never doubt that you never tell people, hey, you know, I'm hypersexualized. You never tell people that I have an anger issue. You never tell people that you punch holes in walls. You don't lead with that, especially when you're making internet. I lead with it now on Lolcow Live. I'm very open about what a piece of shit I am, right? But the good that was there is still real. You know, I'm just not perfect or as good as people thought I was. And I could see why people would be very upset about that. But yeah, I got plenty of flaws. I'm probably one of the most flawed people on the planet. If I'm being honest, it's you know, but it is what it is.
Today, in this new episode of Nessie, I will be taking an opposing look at what the internet thinks of him. As everywhere we turn, we see hate when it comes to this man, but surely they could be wrong, couldn't they? Boogie is more than just the controversies or mistakes that have made headlines. At his core, he's a human being who has faced immense challenges, many of which most people can't truly understand unless they've walked a similar path. His story is one of vulnerability, struggle, and perseverance in a world that's often unforgiving. He opened up about his battles with mental health, trauma and body image when it wasn't popular or easy to do so. That alone is courageous. He created a space for millions of people who felt broken or invisible to feel seen and heard. His content wasn't just entertainment. It was a lifeline for people struggling with their own demons. Yes, he made mistakes. Yes, he had moments that disappointed fans and led to criticism, but nobody
Boy, that's an understatement. Yeah, every time I went to a convention in Kansas City this weekend. It was excellent. KC Retro, great experience. Met a lot of people, got a tattoo. And several people told me exactly that. Hey man, you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. I appreciate you. Thanks for talking about struggling with addiction. Thank you for talking about the stuff. Mental health stuff. I lost 200 pounds. I credit that. No, yeah, I didn't do anything. I didn't really help you. You did all the work. That's why I always tell everybody, you did all the work. I didn't do shit. I just said everyone was fat. But you did all the work. But a lot of people relate to that stuff. Some of the controversies they can't relate to, but the other stuff, yeah. Since people keep asking, my thoughts on the Charlie Kirk situation, make sure your doors are locked. It's going to get way worse before it gets better. Yeah. No one should get shot for exercising free speech in this country. Even if you're saying shit that's stupid as fuck, even if you're saying the dumbest shit in the planet, you shouldn't get shot for it. And the piece of shit that did that, I hope they hang him. But there's going to be bullets flying on both sides pretty soon. Because, and this I wanted to say on Locale Live today. If you're not subscribed to the Locale Live, go sub. Well, I wanted to say this on Locale Live today. Ever since CNN and Fox News decided to start competing for your dollar by lying to you, and then social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that shit started continuing to lie to you for money. They have lied to you in a way that makes you angry and scared because that's what keeps you hooked to your phone. Now, you and I might be able to handle being angry and scared all the time. But there's some pretty crazy people out there who can't. And they're going to take all those lies they saw on Facebook and all those lies they saw on MSNBC, and they're going to treat it like reality, and then they're going to go kill people. Because in their mind, it's do or die. In their mind, I have to kill that guy. In their mind, I got to do this horrible, horrible thing because in their mind, it's the right thing to do because they believe the bullshit. Hopefully, you don't believe any of that bullshit anymore. Fox News, CNN, fucking half of Twitter, 98% of Facebook. If you believe that shit, fix your shit. Because that shit ain't real. It's entertainment. You want real news, I don't even know where you get it. But all those organizations, they lie to you, they divide you, and they conquer us, and they try to keep you addicted to your phone. And they don't care if people die. They don't care if people get killed. They don't care if they incite riots. They don't care. They don't care. They're probably happier if there's blood in the sheets. Because guess how busy MSNBC was today? Guess how busy Fox News was today? Guess how busy Twitter was today? They probably are happy Charlie got killed on some level. All that advertisement money. They might not be happy about it, but they sure the fuck ain't crying. Period. They sure the fuck ain't crying.
Nobody is perfect, and it's unfair to reduce someone to their worst moments without recognizing the full context of their life.
And now I want to pass it on to you. But first, I'd like to start by saying that if you need somebody to talk to, and I'm unavailable, and I don't see your emails, and you don't have a loved one that you want to talk to about it, there are plenty of resources. I like to use the Hope Line, and you'll find them at hopeline.com. They're excellent in helping you find some temporary relief, finding you resources in the area to find permanent relief, and helping you find hope. There's also, in every country, a national hotline, and I've learned to cope with it. I've learned to live with it. And, of course, mine is not extreme. And if you do suffer from extreme cases, use some of what I've suggested here. But
see therapists, look at medication, look at medicine, try to talk to somebody who can really, really help you. But keep in mind the things I told you here today, because it changed my life. You know, to recap, gaming, Stanford University tells us it solves anxiety issues, makes you a happier, healthier person.
That's true.
Exposure therapy, going out and doing it anyway. Getting in a controlled, safe environment.
That's true.
Expose yourself. Meet people.
Boogie's outbursts and missteps are often symptoms of deeper pain and mental health struggles, not the actions of someone who wants to hurt others. It's also important to remember that the pressure of internet fame is unlike anything most people face. Living life publicly with millions watching and judging can magnify every flaw and mistake. Many creators burn out or falter under that kind of scrutiny. Boogie's struggles are a reminder of how damaging that spotlight can be. Furthermore, he has shown genuine efforts to improve himself, seeking therapy, being transparent about his setbacks, and trying to evolve as a person and creator. Growth is messy and sometimes slow, but his willingness to keep trying speaks to his resilience.
Oh, okay. Well, I got so much to say about that. You can never give up, right? Like, what's the option? Right? Like, you get knocked down, you just got to get right back up. You can't just lay there, right? Death is inevitable. Okay, I guess I should probably talk about that one. When I was young, I wanted to self-delete as early as I could remember. And I think the idea got put in my head because of my mom's self-deletion attempts, trying to delete her Minecraft account, you know. I had to watch her get her stomach pumped from swallowing pills and trying to delete herself, you know. And ever since I was very, very, very young, I thought about self-deletion. It was always in my mind, always in the back of my mind. Every day, all day, I woke up thinking about it and went to bed thinking about it. I don't have to be here. I don't have to do this. This is too hard. I don't want to do it. I'm scared. I hate this. What kept me here is I didn't really want to do that. I was just in a lot of pain, and I didn't know how else to metabolize that pain. You know? So that's how I managed to like make it better. It was the way I explained it to a therapist was, if I knew I didn't have to be here anymore, and I remembered that life was inevitable, then I have some control. I don't really have a lot of control in the world, especially when I was a kid, but I always could control whether or not I'm still here. So it was like a relief valve. Does that make sense? But ultimately, I never really wanted to die, because if I did, I would have left. What I wanted to do was be out of pain. And I would talk about wanting to self-delete because of that. When I took mushrooms, that constant obsession with it and feeling went away. Mushrooms fixed that. Sometimes when I'm extremely stressed and extremely upset and I lose hope, sometimes that idea pops back in my head, but I push it away as hard as I can. And I've never really acted on that desire. I don't want to do that. I want to be here. I want you to be here. Because again, keep in mind, death is inevitable. You will die one day, so don't rush it. You know? Don't rush it. And yeah, we talked about Charlie Kirk getting shot, and my take is make sure your door's locked, because shit's about to get worse. Anyway, I did like helping people back in the day when I could. But in talking about this stuff, it did help people a little bit. Again, it's just a very minor thing. Just putting on the radar and letting people feel like they're less alone. But it did help, and I used to like it. In retrospect, I did overshare, though. I should have still tried to help people, but without oversharing. Right? I talked about so much about this stuff. Somebody says, I'm so sick of people both siding this. I'm not both siding it. I'm neither siding it. I don't give a fuck about your side. I don't give a fuck about your side. I do not give a fuck about the left. I do not give a fuck about the right. I don't give a fuck about American politics. I have given up. I have given the fuck up. I think it's all bullshit. Don't listen to it. Don't watch it. Don't care. Won't vote. Don't care. Definitely not worth killing each other over. I promise you that. Anyway.
Might I add, doing some of the things Boogie has done is in some way unforgivable. Though why is it that others have done so much worse and don't get even a fraction of the hate? Logan Paul's forest incident filmed a deceased person in Japan's Aokigahara forest and published it for entertainment. Faced brief backlash, but is now more successful than ever with podcasts, WWE deals, and business ventures. Prime. Never fully canceled, quickly rebranded. David Dobrik, alleged role in assault cover-up, accused of facilitating or covering up a essay involving a member of his vlog squad. Faced corporate fallout, but still active and rebuilding his image. Shane Dawson, history of racist jokes. Made offensive jokes and skits, including blackface and inappropriate comments about children. Was demonetized for a time, but remains active online and has begun reappearing on various platforms. The reality of the situation is Boogie is not forgiven by the public, unlike these other creators, likely due to his image and easy target. Boogie 2988 is better than most YouTubers because he has always been open about who he is, including the darkest parts of his life. He doesn't hide behind a fake personality or try to curate a perfect image. What you see is what you get. Someone who struggles, fails, admits fault, and tries again. That kind of honesty is rare in a space where so many creators carefully manage every aspect of their image to appear flawless or untouchable.
There's two reasons those guys continue to make content and I failed. Why people continue to watch them and I failed. The first of which is I am a lol cow. Every time people came at me, I used manipulation and lies and everything else I could to try to get out of it. And I should never responded to them at all. But I did because I'm a fucking lol cow. I couldn't not respond to it because I'm an idiot. I was very obsessed with what the internet thought about me. I was very obsessed with pleasing people. And when people were displeased with me, I was very upset. So I tried to fix it. And by trying to fix it, I made it worse. iDubbbz is currently doing the same thing, for the record. It's really depressing. I'm probably getting more views than iDubbbz right now. And that's sad? That's super sad. That's so sad. Sorry, iDubbbz. By the way, text-to-speech and shit is on. If you feel like throwing me a couple bucks or if you have something to say, text-to-speech is on for $1.99. So whether you think this video is right, video is wrong, doesn't matter. Just $2 to throw your opinion in. So, Boogie, I believe you can change. I have changed. I'm down 300 pounds. I'm no longer as crazy as I used to be. I try to be as honest as I can be. I went from homeless to owning a home. No longer as angry as I used to be, though I'm still pretty angry. Still not as crazy as I used to be, though I'm still pretty crazy. But I've changed, and there's still plenty more change to go.
He has never been accused of exploiting others committing serious crimes or intentionally harming fans. Most of his controversies stem from emotional decisions, not malicious intent. When he makes mistakes, he doesn't deflect or gaslight. He owns up to them. Often publicly and in detail, that level of accountability is something many much more successful creators completely lack. Boogie also...
Well, it is just bad business. It is just bad business to admit you were wrong and take ownership. It's really bad business. Your best bet is to just keep entertaining people. Don't admit when you were wrong. I mean, this is what content creators think. Don't admit when you were wrong. Don't admit when you made a mistake. Just keep entertaining people. It's what the Paul brothers do.
Let me smell your breath.
You know?
I like you, Boogie.
Oh, thank you, Filet of Fish. I like you too, brother.
Also uses his platform to talk openly about mental illness, poverty, obesity, and trauma, topics most YouTubers avoid because they don't fit the influencer mold.
No.
He doesn't just celebrate success, he shares pain, regret, and the process of trying to become better. He offers a form of relatability that isn't based on wealth, drama, or shock value, but on being human. Even when people turned on him, he didn't lash out in cruelty. He got angry. Yes, and defensive at times, but never dangerous or manipulative. He doesn't organize
sometimes
hate
it was manipulative,
campaigns,
though.
doesn't mock people for clout, and doesn't punch down. Compared to others who have stayed rich and famous after doing objectively worse things, like abuse, exploitation, racism, or deception, Boogie's biggest crime has been being too open and too human. In a world of influencers pretending to be perfect, Boogie is imperfect and honest, and that makes him better than most.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's the agreement we're making. Or you
Put
will
me
get
in that situation. I need another witness to this.
Boy, look at the
I'm
difference
your
there.
boss.
Look at the difference there, though. Can you see it? Just the way my shoulders are fitting. Damn. So I got a mouthful of food, and I still don't look that fucking fat. Goddamn.
On this show, like I could be covering for you, I could be lying.
During the documentary filmed by Mike Klum, or as I call him, Mike the Nasty Plum, in the documentary Boogie revealed he had a type of cancer, which the internet of course raged at, and hundreds of videos came out supposedly exposing him, though I doubt if nearly any other creator did this. Nobody would care. The truth behind all of this is Boogie likely didn't actually fake cancer. And
You know who did do it? You know who did do exactly what I did? Mudahar. A true story. One of the people that was there to hold me accountable, Mudahar, back in 2014, posted and on what social media, he's like, recently I found out that health issues might be involving why I'm not streaming as much. It might be cancer. This motherfucker posted cancer for clout and then tried to hold me to the fire for doing the same thing. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. That's crazy. Damn. I can't believe that shit. But it's true. That's why he did it. And then 10 years later, hey, motherfucker, did you say you had cancer online? How dare you? He didn't have a diagnosis. He didn't have a doctor tell him he had it. I did. I had a doctor telling me I had it. Treated me for it. Still treating me for it to this day. Mudahar, I don't think had none of that. Isn't that crazy?
Manipulated by crazy Keemstar into admitting it. The reality is, Boogie's doctor likely told him that he had a form of polycythemia, which Boogie quickly took to the internet and had the idea that he had a form of cancer. Though possibly untrue, this is what information he had. Simply stated, Keemstar forced Boogie to admit he was faking it. Even though Boogie told him hundreds of times he wasn't the most plausible scenario, is that Boogie has to tell everyone he faked it in order to keep his only lasting career.
Let me smell your breath.
Boogie, what are your thoughts on the state of the American economy in the next 5 years?
Complete shit show. It will crash. And when it crashes, we're going to suffer like a motherfucker. But yeah. I don't know much about it, but that's the gut feeling I have. The entire economy is going to crash. And when it does, we're all going to suffer like a motherfucker. Let's hope Trump or Biden or whoever the fuck can fix that shit, because I don't think they can. So this guy is saying that Keemstar forced me to say I faked it. That is not what happened. Do you want to know what happened? I just got tired. And like, technically I did lie, right? Like, technically there is another test that could be done. And technically I don't 100% know I have the blood markers. I'm being treated for it. My doctor's telling me I have it. All that's true, right? But technically, I wasn't going to show my medical records to these cocksuckers. So that's a non-starter. And then I just got tired. 5 days of this shit. I just told them what they wanted to hear. Because technically, they are correct. I think technically, I'm also correct. My doctor, pretty certain I'm correct. You know, that kind of thing matters. I don't know it does to these people. But technically, there is another test I could do to confirm it. Technically, I lied. But one thing I definitely did wrong was I ran to the internet for pity points as soon as I found out. Ran to the internet for pity points the second I found out. Literally 20 minutes later. So I kind of deserve all the beating up because I shouldn't have done that. Probably should have never talked about it at all. It's not like it's like cancer that kills you in 6 months or even 6 years. It's a 20-year prognosis. I will die of fatness before this thing gets me. So it doesn't really matter, does it? Shouldn't have talked about it at all. Probably shouldn't be talking about it now.
Which is lolcow live. Furthermore, Boogie never explicitly said I have cancer in a way that was definitive and medically confirmed. He believed he might have cancer based on tests or symptoms and shared those fears publicly, possibly too soon.
Yes.
And possibly in a dramatic or emotional way.
Yes.
But that isn't the same as faking it for clout or donations.
Which
what
again,
he did was
I never
likely
take.
overshare during a time of stress and fear, not intentionally manipulate or deceive people for gain.
That is correct. That is what I've done my whole YouTube career. I ran to the internet for pity points. I ran to the internet to make content. I overshared. I was afraid and scared and alone.
It's important to remember that Boogie has a long documented history of anxiety, depression, and health anxiety, which means he may have overreacted to symptoms or preliminary results and communicated about them online in real time.
Yeah, pretty accurate.
That's not fraud. That's a person in distress who's been too open with his audience.
True.
He didn't set up fundraisers for cancer.
Nope.
He didn't monetize the situation in any substantial or exploitative way.
Literally turned ads off on a
He didn't try to
stupid
gain
video.
pity donations under false
Did you drink
pretenses.
my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
Boogie Yuda man, wish I could talk to you.
Hey, OC Media, thank you, brother. There's probably ways we could talk at some
Let me
point.
smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
When is your next test? Diagnoses for your health. Also, how are the pups and Desi?
Desi's doing very good. Sammy's 15 years old and acts like a 15-year-old dog. He sleeps a lot. We started him on CBD oil, and it's actually changed a lot. He's a lot more active, which is pretty exciting. But he still sleeps like 23 and a half hours a day. But he likes walks more. He likes food more. He likes being awake more. He likes snuggles more. So it's really exciting. I don't know how much longer Sammy's going to be around or how much longer Sammy's going to be comfortable being around. And, you know, I'll make whatever decision the vet says is the right decision when the time comes. But as it is right now, I think I could have a year or two more with him, which is really exciting. I really love him a lot. We've taken him on a lot of trips over the last year. We took him to Fat Camp and we took him to other stuff, and he really enjoys it, you know, so I want to take him on more adventures. Leo's become the best dog. He's just amazing. Sometimes he even hops up in my arms when I'm on live stream at Lolcow Live. And, you know, he's a challenging dog. He's a demanding dog, but he's great. And I get blood tests done. I was getting him monthly. Now I'm only getting him every other month, which is awesome. Because my polycythemia numbers are better. They're not perfect, and they're not in the safe range, but they're right outside of the safe range, which is kind of amazing. Lester's, holy shit. Thank you, brother. No one's perfect as long as you eventually become aware of your mistakes and course correct. As others say, you seem to look better all the time. Thank you. You know, I'm doing better physically. It's kind of amazing.
That separates him clearly from actual scammers who fake illnesses for money or attention. If anything, this incident is a case study in why creators should wait for full information before speaking. Not a case of deception. Boogie's mistake was talking too much too soon, something he's done many times, not creating an elaborate lie. He has since addressed the backlash, clarified the situation, and admitted that his behavior was impulsive or poorly timed.
Yep.
That kind of follow-up and accountability is again more than what most creators ever offer, especially when they're caught exaggerating or misleading. So the best defense is simple. Boogie didn't fake cancer. He panicked, spoke too early, and got attacked for being wrong. That's not a scam. That's being human.
A little too human, though. A little too human for the internet.
During Boogie's divorce, he compared his haters to SA offenders, and though understand, Boogie has a long history of speaking emotionally, especially when under pressure, and this was clearly one of those moments. The comment was an exaggeration made out of frustration, not a literal belief that online trolls are worse than war criminals or abusers. It was hyperbole.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
Love you, Boogie. Thanks for making me laugh for all these years.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you, Flair. That's kind of nice of you. Thank you. Thanks for the $5 too as well. Yeah, I could tell you what I was thinking at that moment, if you want to know.
Let me smell your breath.
Keem gonna whoop your butt for this.
Probably not.
But for real been watching since you had the magic poster girl in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Be cool, bro. Quit explaining yourself.
Yeah,
you
I've
did
tried.
it and now move on so you can grow.
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't be talking about this stuff unless a donator asked me to watch this, so I'm watching it because they paid to see it, Thick Gemini, what's up, Thick Gemini? Thick Gemini, I want to let you know, I've become a fan. At first, I didn't really get your show, right? Once you started opening up and getting a little weirder and goofier and sillier, it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. Every time I haven't seen a lot of it, but when I do see it, I'm like, oh shit, you are fucking funny. You remind me of like a lot of the people that I would play Magic with or go to retro gaming conventions with, and in a good way, a very good way. Some of those people suck, but you don't. I don't think so. But I'll tell you what was going through my head when I said the R and N word thing. I had spent the last year with a snark subreddit writing family members, girlfriends, friends, businesses, associates. They attacked my money. They went to every sponsor I had. They would post daily on subreddits. And then if I got mentioned somewhere else, they would post there. They had a mega thread of everything I've ever said or ever done in a way that like you would paint me as negative as it could.
Let me smell your breath.
Rip Charlie Kirk.
R.I.P. Charlie Kirk, indeed. No one should be killed for speaking their mind. No one should be killed for exercising their First Amendment rights. So, it sucks. But I had really gone crazy about it. Losing all of my sponsors and losing my business, basically. My live stream numbers were going down. I was getting astroturfed where they would post about all this negative stuff every chance they got. Really, and it's weird. It's weird to me still to this day that there are people who put in 10, 12-hour days to do this stuff. That is kind of crazy. W's in chat if you think that's kind of crazy. Daniel Ace, thank you, brother. Thank you for becoming a fan. That is kind of crazy, isn't it? To spend like 12 hours a day to like attack a guy you don't know and like do that for like a year.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Did you drink my Mountain
That
Dew?
makes you kind of a piece of shit in my book.
Let me smell your breath.
Be careful, Boogie. Wings and sweet tea are bonding.
Good.
Best of love for Sammy.
Good. Yeah, I'm gonna still do everything I can to help Sweet Tea. I'm mad at her, but I'll still do everything I can. And I love Jordy, so. And so in this moment, I forget what specifically, like I lost my last sponsor, maybe. Or maybe it's the time they wrote a girl. I just followed a girl on Facebook.
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
I can't wait for Borderlands 4.
Me too. And some of the reviews are saying it's like buggy and shit. I don't care if it's buggy or not. I'll play it anyway. I'm playing it on the Xbox. Hopefully it runs good there. Randy Pitchford, you can do no wrong. Borderlands can do no wrong. Even the movie sucked, but I still care about Borderlands. Doesn't matter. Borderlands 3 story sucked, but as long as 4 is fun to play, I don't care. As 3 was fun to play, I don't care. You know, you can have a shitty story. But it was either when I lost my last sponsor, or it could be when they wrote a girl that I followed on Facebook and told her I was a rapist pedophile. It was just like a random girl on Facebook. It was like a friend of a friend saw her at a magic event. What a weird thing to do. So weird. To follow, to keep track of who I follow on Facebook and then write them and be like, he's a rapist and a pedophile. Wow, that's crazy. You're a crazy person. So what I should have said was that you're a worthless piece of shit and the world would be better without you. That's what I should have said. But what I said was this, and it's obviously hyperbole. I don't think they're worse than an R word or, you know, those fucking Heil guys. Certainly not worse than those motherfuckers. But I was just very emotional. I was very upset that they had done that bad thing.
An over-the-top, emotional outburst from someone who has been relentlessly harassed for years. He's talked openly about being doxxed, swatted, mocked for his weight, his trauma, his mental illness, and even targeted during vulnerable moments like losing his parents or going through surgery.
True.
Over time, that kind of sustained dehumanizing abuse wears down a person when someone is constantly pushed to the edge. Sometimes their language reflects how they feel, not what they actually believe. Boogie isn't a monster. He's someone who said something dumb and hurtful in a moment of emotional distress. It wasn't calculated. It wasn't propaganda. It wasn't part of a campaign to downplay historical atrocities or real victims of abuse. It was a person venting inappropriately because they were overwhelmed. He has since clarified and walked it back, because that's what Boogie does. He gets upset, says something extreme, realizes it was wrong and owns it. That doesn't make the comment okay, but it does show that his heart wasn't in the wrong place. He just lost control of the words. So the defense is this: Boogie's comparison was clearly inappropriate.
Yeah.
But it came from a place of personal pain, not hatred or ignorance. He wasn't trying to rewrite history. He was trying to express how deeply online harassment has affected him. And he used the wrong language. That's not evil. It's just human imperfection.
You know, I quit YouTube after that. That was like November of 2019, I think. And I just quit. In 2020, I barely uploaded. 2021, I barely uploaded. I mean, I haven't barely uploaded since then. This channel's been dead for a long time, like 6 years. Or 5 years. Was that you as a brony? No, kind of. I was making fun of bronies, yeah. I had like a fucking unicorn hat and shit on. Found the wig at Party Supply or something. Yeah, I have like a couple of videos making fun of bronies because they kind of deserve it, you know. Pretending to be a brony, I guess I should say. You know, but you know, you got to be careful with your words. I've learned that, you know, there's certain words you can't say. You gotta be careful with what you fucking say, and I should never have said that, right? Obviously, it's not a good excuse to have said those things, right? I was in a lot of pain. Doesn't matter. You got to be careful with your words. If you kill somebody when you're in a lot of pain, you still killed somebody. If you say something stupid when you're in a lot of pain, you still said it.
In the spotlight.
I'm interested in this section. I'm going to be interesting right here. Dig in, boys. It's going to get rough.
All right, let's talk about the infamous Reddit thread, the so-called expose about Boogie 2988 from the subreddit known as Samantolki.
Yeah.
A lot of people reference it as some kind of smoking gun, like it fully exposes him as a fraud or manipulator. But here's the truth. Most of the claims in that thread are taken out of context, exaggerated, or fundamentally misunderstand who Boogie is and what he's been through.
Now, what's interesting about that mega thread, a lot of people never even went through it. A lot of people would like skim it, because who likes to read 3,000 words of shit. Who wants to click on 100 links? What most people did is they just skimmed it. And they're like, oh my God, if there's this much shit, he must be a really awful person. And then sometimes they would just pick like the top couple things or like a handful of things down near the bottom. And that's all they would look at. So a lot of people, just the fact that it existed was enough for them. Right? Some of it was true too. Some of it I did and said really stupid things. A lot of it was taken out of context, sure, but a lot of it was genuine. Probably like the most perfect example of taken out of context. People have asked me a million times. Somebody donate and ask me if I want to have kids. And here's how I used to answer. But donate right now. Give me $2 and ask me if I want to have kids. And here's your answer ahead of time. No, I don't want to have kids. I was abused growing up mentally, physically, and sexually. And I'm not certain because of those experiences I'd make a good parent. I don't know what the right thing to do is. That's how I answered that question like 98% of the time. One time I said I was mentally and physically, sexually abused. And I don't want to do that kind of shit to my kids. Right? And they took that as, in the same thread, it says, Boogie implies he would have sex with his own children. And that's pretty unfair, I feel like. Doesn't really represent what I was saying. You know, you really have to kind of do some fucking mental gymnastics, I feel like, to believe that. I obviously don't want to fuck any kids, especially my own children. That's crazy. But they really wanted me to feel that way. I know, which is weird. I don't know why you would want someone to feel it like that. I want people to not feel like that. Personally, I don't want people to feel like that. You know? But, you know, it is what it is. That one is one of the ones that I never lived down. To this day, it'll still come up. You said you'd bang your own kids. No, I didn't. Obviously not. But that's what they told me you said. Well, it's not what I said. Certainly not what I meant.
Yes, the thread looks extensive. It's long, detailed. It has screenshots, video clips, quotes, the works. But what people don't realize is that you can make anyone look like a villain if you cherry-pick moments from a 15-year-long career and present everything through the most negative possible lens.
True.
That's exactly what this thread does. It doesn't give you the full story. It gives you the worst interpretation of it. Let's get the big one out of the way first. The swatting incident. Boogie claimed he was swatted twice in 2019.
Yeah.
And the subreddit looked into local police records and found no official report of a swatting during that time. That led them to say he lied. And here's the thing.
So I'm curious
Boogie
what he
later
dug up
admitted
here.
he lied. That's not in dispute.
Yeah, I did.
He admitted on camera that he made the story up to bait the subreddit.
I did.
That's not a good look, and nobody's defending the lie itself.
No.
But if you actually listen to what he said, he wasn't trying to scam anyone. He wasn't trying to grift money or sympathy. He was exhausted, angry, and trying to lash out at a group that had been harassing him nonstop.
Another thing I learned about the whole swatting
Let me smell
thing.
your breath. Let me smell your breath.
Boogie, do you want to have your own children? Grin.
Yes, actually, I do. Me and Desi, after we get married, definitely plan to have kids. I don't know if I'd be a great parent still, but I know I wouldn't be as bad a one as I was afraid of. And I definitely will have the in-laws to help raise the kid, as well as Desi. And we will be a wonderful family, and I think my kids will be very lucky. So I think I really look forward to being a dad one day. And, you know, it should be nice. I look forward to it. Thank you. Really appreciate that, Lester.
That doesn't make it right, but it explains it. Boogie wasn't faking swatting for clout. He was having a breakdown. He's someone with documented mental health struggles, depression, anxiety, PTSD from childhood abuse. And he's been...
That is another one, by the way, that I learned. I was going to say, I learned about swatting. It's not a SWAT just because they send the cops And the internet does not consider it a SWAT just because they send a cop and a ambulance and a fire truck to your house. If they do that, which I think they should, I think when you send a fire truck, an ambulance, and 2 cops to your front door, that's kind of feels like a swatting to me. And that did happen twice in that year, just not on the date that I said it did. But they were welfare checks, right? They were weaponized welfare checks, which is apparently okay. The internet's fine with that. You can call and say that somebody's going to kill themselves or kill other people, and that's okay. When it's not true, you can do that. I guess the internet says that's okay. Or at least if you do it to me, it's okay. Which is fine. It is what it is. It is what it is. To this day, it happens from time to time. Cops have been to my house a few times this year. Now I'm numb to it. I don't care. Shit, send 20 cops. I don't care. I'm not doing anything illegal. Just open the door, shake their hand. But don't call it a swatting just because there's 3 fucking emergency vehicles in front of your house. That's not a swatting, apparently. Got in a lot of trouble with that one.
Been very public about all of that for years. He's always worn his trauma on his sleeve. So when people act like that lie makes him permanently discredited, it's like, no, it makes him human flawed. Impulsive, yes, but not evil, not a con artist. Another common angle that Thread pushes is that Boogie is manipulative, that he plays the victim,
I can be.
blames others, or guilt trips his audience. But think about that for a second. How many influencers do you know who are honest about their failures? Most creators curate a perfect image. They hide their depression. They never admit when they mess up. Boogie is one of the only YouTubers who tells you when he's broke. When he's scared, when he's made a dumb decision. That's not manipulation. That's vulnerability, yes. Sometimes he says things he regrets. Yes, sometimes he backtracks. But guess what? So do most people. They just don't do it in front of 1 million people watching their every move. Boogie lives in public. His pain, his bad decisions, his missteps, they're all out there. And if you take any person's worst 10 moments and line them up in a Reddit post, yeah, it's gonna look...
Let me smell your breath. Let me smell your breath.
Always good to see you back on your own channel.
Thank you, Kevin.
Surprised you still have a voice after today's locale. Keep coming back here.
Thank you, brother. I'm really good at screaming. I'm really good at it. I screamed a lot last night, screamed a lot tonight, probably scream a lot tomorrow. I'm pretty good at it. So thank you. Thank you. I've had a lot of practice. And I hope I'm on Locale Live tomorrow. I might not be. I don't know how mad Keem is. I'm mad. I'm hurt. We'll probably work it out. We're friends. That's what friends do.
Damning. But you have to ask, does the pattern show calculated deceitor? Does it show someone who's emotionally overwhelmed and self-destructive? Boogie's problem isn't that he's fake, it's that he's too real sometimes to his own detriment.
I mean, that's fair.
He overshares. He reacts emotionally. He says things in the heat of the moment and later apologizes or explains what he meant.
He's missing a key point, though. And this is how I am manipulative. And I want to be honest with you. Okay? There's a moment between when I fuck up and when I admit to fucking up. And the moment is I try to salvage it, try to fix it. And I have lied and manipulated in those moments. I know I fucked up. I know I have to take accountability, but I'm so anxious and I'm so scared and I'm so concerned and I'm so worried that I'm like, maybe I can fix it if I lie and tell them what they want to hear. I did that this time last year, if you want to know the truth, you know. That's how I'm manipulative. And I have done that. And I should not have. And I have to own that.
The Reddit thread treats that like evidence of guilt. But it's not guilt. It's mental illness, stress, and a lifetime of trauma bubbling to the surface in a highly public way. Let's also talk about the culture of that subreddit. Saman Totoki didn't start as a Boogie hate forum, but that's what it became. It turned into a space where people were actively rooting for him to fail. They weren't analyzing him objectively. They were nitpicking every tweet, every video, every facial expression. And when you're looking for dirt 24/7, guess what? You'll always find something, not because it's necessarily damning, but because you're trying to see the worst in someone.
True.
And if your whole goal is to expose someone, you're never going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And that's the biggest problem with the thread.
I will say, I very much dislike Jake and Logan Paul. On a top 10 list of shitheads I hate, Jake, Logan Paul, Amy Schumer, just motherfuckers I just fucking hate. Do not like them. When I see one of their tweets, when I see Amy Schumer's comedy special, I don't find it funny. I don't find Logan Paul entertaining. I don't like them. And because I don't like them, everything they say and everything they do, I fucking hate. I'll hold them to task for the smallest shit because I don't fucking like them. Are you like this? Tell me, am I alone in this? Am I alone in that? If I don't like somebody and I've decided I don't like them, everything they say is wrong. Everything they do is wrong. I'll fucking take the smallest thing they do and make it look like the biggest fucking mountain. Because fuck them, I don't like you. Are you guys like that? Because I'm like that. Maybe I'm an asshole. But I feel like that's a lot of what Sam and Tolkien was doing. I think Sam and Tolkien was looking at me through the lens of, I fucking like this guy, so I don't like the fucking guy. Everything he does is wrong. Every tweet he does is wrong. Everything he does is wrong. And even the smallest thing became the biggest thing. And then also I gave him some pretty big wins too. I said some dumb shit.
It assumes the worst of every action Boogie takes. If he says he's struggling, they say he's manipulating. If he tries to make a joke, they say he's deflecting. If he apologizes, they say it's fake. That's not fair. That's not rational. That's bias, pretending to be evidence. Now, to be clear, Boogie's not perfect. He's made real mistakes. He's been dishonest at times. He's handled criticism poorly. But what he hasn't done is hurt people. He hasn't abused fans.
I mean, I did hurt people by saying and doing some stupid things. You have to take accountability for the pain that you cause people. And some of my stupid actions and thoughts and statements have hurt people. So I do own that. A lot of fans got hurt by the stupid things I did.
Relationships with a significant age gap, especially when one partner is in their early 20s, it's completely natural for people to feel unsure or even uncomfortable. We're all influenced by cultural norms.
You want to know who really was concerned about the age difference? Do you know who I think was more concerned about the age difference than anybody on the internet? Me. This is a true story. Me and Desi talked as friends. She wrote me when she was 19. She said she was lonely on her farm and she could use some help and just like someone to talk to and stuff. And I was like, whatever. I talk to fans sometimes. She wasn't really a fan of mine. She'd seen me in McJuggernuggets videos, but didn't really know me didn't watch my content because my content was boring to her. She doesn't give a shit about a lot of that stuff. She wrote me and we were just friends. And right about the time she turned 20, she wrote me and she's like, you know, we're soulmates, right? And I'm like, we're what now? We're soulmates? What? I told her, you're too young to know what that is. We can't be in a relationship. I'm going to die one day on you. I can't do that. You need to date somebody your own age. Well, she kept coming at me, and I definitely let her. And then one day she said, fuck it, come pick me up. I'm going to come stay with you. And I took a leap. But to this day, I'm still really worried about the age difference and the impact it's going to have on her. I think about it every day. But I had a therapist say something to me once. If someone wants to be in your life, if they choose to be in your life, let them. And I thought about that a lot. Desi's an adult. She can make adult decisions. And if her adult decision is she wants to be with me, then that's okay. And I'm going to let her do that. If she ever doesn't want to be here, she'll leave. But out of all the people that were worried about the age difference, I think I was the one that was the most worried. You know? But Here we are together for 2 years and we're engaged, so it must be working out.
Personal experiences and stories we've seen play out in both healthy and unhealthy ways. So when someone like Boogie 2988, a man in his late 40s, begins a relationship with someone who is 20, questions are bound to come up. And those questions aren't inherently wrong. Age does matter. Context does matter. But so does character. And in Boogie's case, character is exactly what needs to be considered. Let's start by being honest. A 20-year-old and a 49-year-old are in very different life stages.
That's true.
One is just entering adulthood, exploring identity, building a foundation for the future. The other has seen several decades of life, weathered personal struggles, and carries a lot of history. On paper, that gap can look like a mismatch, but what gets lost in the headlines, in the knee-jerk reactions, is the actual human relationship at the center of it, a relationship between two consenting adults who, despite their age difference, have found something meaningful in one another. And that's the first key point here: consent and agency. Boogie's partner is an adult, legally, morally, and emotionally. This person is capable of making decisions about their own life.
That's true.
Are those decisions always perfect at that age? Of course not. But nobody's are at any age. And if we say that 20-year-olds can choose to vote, to serve in the military, to live on their own, to pursue careers, then it has to follow that they can also choose who to be in a relationship with, even if that person is older.
You know,
but that still doesn't mean...
That reminds me of something I've said many times before, and I'm going to say it again now. And if this offends you, that's okay. I think if you can take a bullet for Uncle Sam, you can take a load from the man of your choice. I think if you can take a bullet for Uncle Sam, you can take a dick for the man of your choice. That's my opinion. If you're old enough to die, then you're old enough to fuck who you want. Maybe I'm wrong. And secondly, and this is super fucked up, and you can cancel me for this. I knew that I had a lot of life experience that Desi could benefit from because she has anxiety and some other issues like that. And I knew that I could help her. And I wanted to, and I did. So I always thought Desi was going to outgrow me. I always thought she'd get like way better and then decide she didn't need, me or all this drama with the YouTubes and everything else anymore. That didn't happen, As she grew to love me even more, and I'm really grateful for that. But to this day, the age difference haunts me. So I don't blame it for haunting everybody else.
Mean all age gap relationships are automatically good. Far from it. What matters is how that relationship is conducted. Is there mutual respect? Is there balance? Or is there control? Is it about growth or power? These are the questions that define whether a relationship is healthy, not just the number of years between the people involved. In Boogie's case, those questions point us toward a more nuanced picture. This is someone who has spent much of his life struggling, not just with fame or the pressures of internet culture, but with his own past trauma, with mental and physical health challenges, and with trying to become a better version of himself. He's made mistakes, and he's been honest about them. He's also shown a real capacity for self-reflection, something that's not always common in people his age or younger.
Hey, if you like, somebody says in chat they like the shirt. If you go to lolcal.co, you can buy the Sammy shirt. There's 2 different versions of it. I really like this one. lolcal.co. Go grab one. $35. Really nice quality. I really like this shirt quite a bit. Go buy it. And I'll make a couple bucks and you'll get a cool shirt.
More importantly, Boogie has demonstrated an ability to treat people, especially those close to him, with care and empathy. He's not someone who seeks out control or domination. In fact, if anything, he often puts himself in a position of emotional vulnerability. He's open about his flaws, he listens, he works hard to be kind. The question isn't just how old are you, but how do you treat the person you're with? From what we've seen publicly, Boogie appears to approach this relationship with humility and respect. He doesn't pretend the age difference isn't there.
Hey, honey. Desi? Are you busy? I think she's busy. The dogs are trying to get my attention really badly. I'm going to have to go in a minute.
He doesn't flaunt it or use it as a power move. And crucially, he doesn't try to mold or control his partner into something they're not. Instead, he supports them, gives them space, and seems genuinely grateful for the connection they share. There's a very real emotional logic behind why some younger people gravitate toward older partners. Sometimes it's about stability, life experience, or emotional maturity, qualities that don't always show up in peers their own age. And sometimes older partners are drawn to the optimism, curiosity, and honesty that younger people can bring.
Yep.
These dynamics can complement each other in healthy, reciprocal ways when both people approach the relationship with honesty and care. Of course, those dynamics can also be abused. That's why scrutiny exists and why it should exist. Not every age gap relationship is okay, just because both people are adults. But the scrutiny needs to be applied fairly and intelligently, not automatically. We can't say every 20-year-old dating a 49-year-old is being manipulated. Just like we can't say every 49-year-old in that situation is acting out of self-interest or midlife desperation. Context is everything.
I would
In
agree.
Boogie's case, if anything, he doesn't come across as someone on the prowl or trying to relive his youth. He seems far more like someone who's found comfort and companionship in a person who genuinely cares about him. And perhaps more importantly, someone he genuinely cares about back.
Yeah.
That's not something to mock. It's something to try to understand.
There's one more thing he's missing. All that stuff is true, but there's one more thing he's missing. And do you know what it is? She's just kind of awesome. And I love her. And I'm just really grateful to be with her. And she's beautiful and sided out. And I couldn't imagine life without her once I saw how awesome she was. And my opening cards, yeah. Give me something to do while I listen to this stuff. I also have fidget toys. I've been playing with fidget toys this whole time too.
It's also worth acknowledging that people change, relationships change, and age gap relationships can have their own challenges. But they also can have their own strengths. They can bring together different perspectives, different life experiences, and create a dynamic that's full of learning and growth on both sides, as long as those elements of mutual growth, respect and support are present. Age becomes one factor among many.
That's true.
You know, at the end of the day, Boogie 2988 is a human being. And the internet, well, it loves to build people up just to tear them down. But what we often forget is that behind every meme, every headline, every controversial clip, there's a real person.
That's true.
Who's lived a real life
That's
filled
true.
with pain, mistakes, growth, and yes, regret. Boogie has made missteps. No
Huge
one's
ones.
denying that he's owned them, sometimes clumsily, sometimes publicly, and sometimes too late.
I can't do anything.
But the internet never
I'm almost
forgets,
done, okay?
and more importantly,
I
it
know.
rarely
I'm
forgives.
almost done.
We reduce him to a few bad moments and ignore the full picture. We ignore the years he spent openly talking about mental health when almost no one else would. We ignore the kindness he's shown to fans, the transparency he's offered when it would have been easier to hide. We ignore the fact that while most creators carefully sculpt their image,
Come up.
Boogie laid his
Come up.
entire soul bare for us, flaws and all. And that kind of vulnerability, that takes courage. It takes guts. It takes something that most of us aren't even willing to attempt. We want our creators to be relatable, but when they actually are, when they stumble, when they hurt, when they mess up, we crucify them.
Oh my gosh.
Boogie is not.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for the sticker. Holy shit. $50. Damn. Sammy, it's raining in here. You can't bark right now.
A villain. He's not perfect. He's just a man who's been through hell and sometimes hasn't handled it the right way.
Do you want to come up?
But he's still here,
You come up.
still trying, still learning, and still showing up. So maybe it's time we stop treating him like a headline and start treating him like a human. Maybe it's
I love this guy for making this video, and I love the sentiment, and it really means a lot to me, and I'm so grateful. It really won't change a lot, and especially because I really, on Locale Live, I really am an asshole because I let myself be an unfiltered asshole. I love being an unfiltered asshole on there. I'll probably always continue to do it there. I used to, on YouTube, I used to put my best foot forward. Now I purposely put my worst foot forward. And you know what? I don't regret it. People wanted me to be the bad guy. So I said, fuck it, let's be bad. But I appreciate all of you who see me as, you know, not just one thing, because there's good and bad in everybody. And I probably have too much bad in me. But God damn it, I got a good amount of good too. So now I'm going to call Keemstar and yell at him. And he's going to yell back at me, and then we're going to make up and be friends. Okay, guys, as always, thanks for watching. I'll speak with you again soon. Thank you for that last minute sticker. That's crazy. Tiny Man the Bee.